Hello, my name is Helen. This is my video for assessment 1 for the placement subject 2002. So I thought I would start by showing you my placement folder. I've separated it into the headings as requested, so it's general, planning, reflective journal, and other resources that I might pick up while I'm at the centre. So I've got my Working with Children check here. I'm just going to cover the personal details, but it's in there. In my general section, I have my attendance record, and I have my, that's further of my attendance record, as you can see there. I have my emergency contact details. It's actually quite detailed because I'm pregnant, so I've just put some more information about if anything were to happen, my obstetrician's information, and a second emergency contact in case they can't get on to my husband. But I've already spoken to the service leader about that, so she should have a bit of background information, but I'll make sure she has this copy as well. Here is my pre-service early childhood education teacher introduction. With a picture and a bit of information about me. I've got the OH&S checklist that I'll do, I believe, on the first day with my, with either the service leader or my mentor. I have the consent form here for the families to sign, which I will get organised on the first day of placement. And then we're moving into the planning resources. So the documentation planning cycle, which I may end up doing digitally as well and then printing out, but this will just be my copy in case I want to be jotting notes in the room in my notebook. Here's the assessment report, the draft one, so I can have some understanding of what I will be marked on by my mentor. Then in the new section in the reflective area, I've included the placement questionnaire, which goes over, I believe, 3 pages. So there's that. And my reflective practice protocols. So those are in there. I might do these ones digitally and then print them out and put them in here because but it's just good to have the questions on hand because I will be using a notebook in the room, not a computer or anything digital like that. And I printed out the list and I've highlighted everything as I've put it in. So I should have everything in there. That's just the Working with Children's check that I had at home at the time. And I will move on to, I found the websites where you can find information about the Child Safe Standards. They're on page 8 of the Essentials document. Okay, so it's the Commission for Children and Young People, and the webpage is ccyp.vic.gov.au/childSafeStandards, and it's also the Victorian Department of Fairness and Families and Housing, and that's at dffh.vic.gov.au/publications/child-safe-standards. And I will move on to my resource, which I'm really excited about. So here it is. Got it here. And I'm just going to read from my statement. So my chosen resource for the upcoming placement is the book Art and Country by the well-known and highly regarded author and artist Bronwyn Bancroft. I was using the checklist provided by the Your Teaching Toolkit, Never Fail Strategies, Tips and Reminders, being an early childhood educator, bringing theory and practice together. And I was able to consider the book through a lens provided by Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to ensure its authenticity and feel certain about its balanced stories and depictions. The book is a treasury of stories, and it's part sort of non-fiction, but also part prose. And that can provide children with different levels of entry into Aboriginal stories, concepts, and imagery. So it's a treasury. It's got a few different stories in it. The book does this by focusing on colour, pattern, shape, and thinking about why we love this country. This book is actually already part of my teaching toolkit, as it's open-ended and can be used in many different teaching contexts. So I can accompany the book with my own collection of ethically sourced and authentic Aboriginal art. So I can use those artworks, bring them in and show them to the children if that becomes what they're interested in as we read through the book. We can use the book to explore what we love about our local area and the country we're on, or we can use it to talk about colour, shape and pattern in our own creative expressions. I feel the book is a very good one as it meets the children where they're at, and it actually works really well for the 3 to 5 age group because Bancroft provides a more advanced look at some of the topics in the Treasury. So, some of these things are quite simple, prosaic sort of stories, but then there's also more complicated information in the book that we can use with the older age groups that we're working with. By using this resource, I acknowledge that I'll be using a socio-cultural approach to teaching as the more knowledgeable other who is scaffolding and transforming the child's learning to extend their own understanding. This is often my approach in teaching, and while I find it to be the natural way that I approach education, I also hope to incorporate more critical theories into my practice and question my own taken for granted understanding. So in order to do this, I'll need to discuss with my mentor and team in the room about their own ideas about this resource, as well as watching closely and questioning with the children how they want to engage with the text, if at all. These critical conversations can help me unpack my own pedagogical understandings and also provide more opportunity for democracy in the classroom. So thank you for listening, and I really am excited about going on placement and hopefully using this book if it seems to be what is right for the children at the time. So thank you so much.